Now everything will run beautifully and perfectly, right? For extra measure, I'm gonna play the first 2 levels as Coco. Get this orange asshole out of here. You know what? I've never thought about that, Crody, but you might be onto something. Crash quickly. We must. Ah ha ha. That's what I'm saying. Why would they do this? Now, Aku Aku's just blind and or senile. Oh my god, I kept it. I guess the other thing I could say is try to stop local recording again. Main reason I even local record is because when I do Kingdom Hearts, the audio gets muted in the VOD. Fine, man. I do too, Brody. Like, I think any percent in this game is really cool. I also think any percent in this game is absurdly stressful because so many of the out of bounds skips, like, they're just, I feel like they require such like specific like knowledge and precision that if you don't know what to do, it can be hard to learn them, and then even when you do know how to do them, it's just like, oh well, I made a tiny mistake, run is dead kind of thing. Yeah, and also like hit the road is such a stupidly annoying roadblock in any percent because it's just like, it's not even a hard trick, but you have one shot at it, and if you fail it, you're like, well, you lose so much time, you might as well just reset the run. The only skips that I like really miss are off balance and run it by you. Just because those skip auto scrollers, and that's like the only reason.
Prepare for a beating, Bandicoot. You're ruining my solo.
But like every other skip, like it skips like fun movement. And so it was already crazy enough when, well, it wasn't even crazy. I guess to some extent it was crazy when I said that like this category makes me want to play this game again. And then it said it made, and then Taco said it made him want to play again. But when Javi said it wanted to make him play again, I was like, okay, no, this category is lit. When the indisputed GOAT of any percent says that he'll come back if a no OoB category happens, like, yeah, this might be a good idea. Now, can we just please find a bunch of shit in Crash 2? That way, all four of them have a no OoB category or no major glitches category. Only a tiny. So I'm gonna be 100%. When you said that Crash 2 has one major glitch, I couldn't even think of what you were talking about. I forgot about tiny quick fail. Someone find a way to use menu storage to skip to warp rooms in the same way as gate clip in Crash 3. And then we can just have any percent with no boss fights except for Cortex. Bro, someone find a way to skip engine. I'm fucking begging. Someone find an engine quick kill, like, on God. Hmm. 315 file fusion supremacy. Eh. Don't just here, baby. Eh. Look, mommy, I made the spacesuit for my rocket. Eh. Look, mommy, I made a prototype of the rocket out of macaroni. Eh. Look, mommy, I made the real rocket based on the macaroni prototype. Eh. Despicable Me 1 is such a fucking, like, goated movie. And then they made 3 more. And 2 Minions movies. So my thing with File Fusion, and I'm gonna preface this with I completely understand why this was done, because actually doing the trick is dog shit. But like the prepared save thing with a time penalty, like again, I think it was a good idea. But it's just like, to me, it's just like I'm a little less interested because of that, because it almost feels like cheating, even though it is like slower. Dude, can I get that all the time? But if it's the difference between the category being actually dead or only mostly dead, then like it's fine. Also, who am I to judge? I'm not an NST mod anymore. Yeah, I don't have a follow age command anymore because that was a Nightbot thing, but you could also just click your username and it tells you how long you've been following. Or, like, what date you started following. We got 2 extra runners, thanks to Lion. That's a net positive, dude. Like, genuinely.
Eyes on target.
I think it was Marathon Man I was talking to about this. Maybe it was someone else. But like, I've always felt like whether or not a category should be made or a rule change should happen shouldn't be because it will get more people to run the game. It should be, or like, it should be done because it's just like good for the game or category. Which, like, usually in most cases does lead to more people running it, but not to put you on blast, but the whole like you were apprehensive of making no OoB a main category and wanted to put it on category extensions because you remember with Crash 3 no OoB we made it and then it like didn't get a lot of activity beyond like the first few weeks, which is like, I get that, but at the same time, because of how different no OoB is, I 100% think it deserves to exist and deserves to be a main category. Likewise, I have had this argument with G-Pro a lot. Again, not to put him on blast. This is just like stating the fact of things that have happened. Like, G-Pro fucking loathes no DS in Twinsanity. Like, he actively, like, has vocally said he wants that category deleted. And his reason being, this category sucks, why would, like, who even wants to run this? And first off, one, I like to run that category. It's my second favorite category behind Hundo. But also, the category is just so dramatically different from modern any percent and even any other category that exists that it simply deserves to exist. Yeah, no, I get you, Crody, but again, my point is that, like, I don't think that should necessarily be a metric of whether or not a category deserves to exist. Like, obviously, it's, like, if it's, like, an arbitrary category, like NG plus all timelines or NG plus any percent. Like, one, yes, those should be category extensions, but, like, I get you don't want to make that unless people show a vested interest in it. But I think even if people just show, like, a short-term interest, but then, like, put the category down afterwards, I still think it's, like, worth it for a category to exist. Like, as time has gone on, I've just started to feel like it doesn't hurt to have more categories in a game, usually. Unless it's, like, super bloated. You know, if I've learned anything with time, the best way to get a category made is to just run it and convince people to run it, which I guess, like, worked out this time. But, like, I'm with you on, like, I get where you're coming from, because I remember people begged and pleaded for power mod runs in NST. We finally did it, and nobody fucking ran it. Like, I get it. I still think that those categories deserve to exist, though. The thing is, I just don't think it would be right for this game's no OoB to be a category extension, but then both of NST's to be mains.
So, it's been a while. What's been up to? Me, mostly the same, mixing potions.
But again, that's just because in my, like, personal philosophy, how active a category shouldn't decide whether or not it's a main category or not. I think out of all of the categories we've ever made, the only one that I genuinely regret is the any % no major glitches from Crash 3. And it's because the only reason that category was made is because a bunch of people who, like, barely ran the game or, like, didn't run the game at all just complained about how hard hob sliding and mock tornadoes and gate clips were. And, like, the category was made solely to cater to those people. And then exactly what I predicted would happen, happened. Those people ran the category at most once, and then they never touched a Crash game again. And my argument was always, if people are really dedicated to the game, they will learn a category if they want to, even if there's stuff that they are not able to do starting out. And then they will either keep running the game without the stuff, or they'll learn the stuff. But, like, when you cater to people who don't run the game, you get categories that don't fulfill their purpose, because those categories are also just going to be dominated by people who run the game just to get a quick, like, free record, and then, like, the new people, like, aren't gonna, like, do it, like, they just aren't gonna run it for a long time. Yeah, the thing with, like, all the other ones is that they come... I'm gonna do this just because I skipped that checkpoint. Like, these have all been coming from people who, like, are dedicated to the game and are just like, okay, I think this would actually be good for the game. I also think, honestly, I think one of the biggest downfalls with no OoB and C3 specifically is it is closer in some way. Okay, in some ways it's closer to like old any % than current any %, but it also really isn't. Like, I think the point where Crash 3 any % really got popular was, like, the gate clip stuff in PC. Like, there were dedicated NST runners on PS4 pre-gate clip, but, like, PC is definitely where it, like, super took off. And it's like, when you do no OoB, it's like, sure, you get rid of a lot of annoying stuff. You get rid of the Sphinxinator OoB, which itself is not annoying, but the way it affects mask, like, routing in War 4 is annoying. You get rid of, like, the under pressure and deep trouble clips. But you also get rid of gate clip. And it's like, at that point, if I have the choice between doing no OoB or doing any percent but doing nothing except for gate clip, I'm just gonna do any percent and do nothing except for gate clip, because I would rather do any percent without all the strats, but at least I have gate clip, than I would just like doing a run that just doesn't have gate clip. At least that's how I feel about it. Now again, I don't think no OoB doesn't deserve to exist, but it's kind of just like it doesn't have that same appeal that like Crash 1 NMG or Crash 4 no OoB has. Because Crash 4 no OoB, like, this basically feels like PS4 Crash 4 minus a couple skips. Like the skips that were around on PS4 were Louis skip, which is still in the run, off balance, which like it sucks that it's not a thing, but also it's like it's not like such a big thing compared to like gate clip, I feel. Run it by you, which is the same thing, and then like old nitro processing, but even that, like, I don't really miss it that much because it was like kind of disgusting to have in the end game. And then same with Hit the Road and Out for Launch. So like this is like much closer to a version of Crash 4 any percent that was like pretty well liked compared to like no OoB. Really didn't like the idea of splitting crashing into Hopside route and Mock Tornado route kind of thing. Oh yeah, no, I think no OoB was the correct thing. I don't like the idea of just like being like any percent like DTS skip or no DTS skip, I guess. Because that at that point I feel like it gets fairly arbitrary. Like more arbitrary than I'm willing to let it be. This is also why I wasn't really big on the like Crash 4 any percent restricted idea, where it was just going to ban like any type of like glitch except for like the engine thing. And I was just like, okay, but why literally just engine? I think no OoB like sets a better base on it. So it's like, okay, you can do everything that doesn't put you out of bounds, and like it makes a good category.
Just stay put while I test.
And then I think like Crash 1 NMG is like a similar place with Crash 4, where like people like the idea of Crash 1 but not having to worry about hyper jumping in like a bunch of different levels. And at the very least, I think for any percent it really works. I will say for all gems, aside from the fact that I just don't really like that category, it's like given the choice between doing all gems NMG or doing all gems regular, where I don't do anything except for Great Gate and Cortex power skips, I think I would still take the latter, but that's also just like a personal preference for me. Clearly NMG for all the categories is to some extent apparently really popular, so I don't know. I just think like anything that's not like arbitrary beyond simply, hold on, beyond like restricted any percent. I think usually I'm in favor of that being like a main. Like the categories I think qualify as main categories are any percent, full completion, and then anything that's like a restricted any percent. Although I guess you could argue that any type of category that's not full completion is restricted any percent, so. Good offbeats do not exist. Other than 9%, the NMG categories were basically a byproduct of taking an easy way out, the temporary way out without variables. That's fair. I'm assuming you mean specifically for Crash 1. You know, I could have seen a world where like any percent NMG was just its own category. But if people actively run like the NMG of all gems in 105, then like might as well not take it away at this point. Yeah, that makes sense. I always found it weird that no OoB got its own subcategory, but then like NMG was a variable. I don't know what the discussion process behind that was, but I figured like NMG would have just become like no OoB, where it was just any percent NMG. Keep everything that people did. I would have just gauged how the community felt about it. Like how many people cared about like the all gems in 105 NMG. If a lot of people wanted to keep it, then yeah, keep it. If not, just grandfather those in as obsolete obsolete all gems in 105 runs. I don't know. You're against Crash 3 no OoB as well. Because I was off the mod team by the time Crash like no OoB. I think I remember like Murkaz just came into my stream and just asked my opinion about it, and like at first I was like, what's the point of this? And then like the more I thought about it, I was like, no, I get it. Like I think I'd be down with that kind of thing. I think this was Marathon Man I was talking to about this though. Was just like we both were like as no, it was White Paws I was talking to about this. Because he and I were both saying like as we've like branched off from Crash and gone to other games, we've both kind of like come to the conclusion that it never really hurts to have more categories. As long as the leaderboard isn't bloated with a bunch of like random arbitrary shit that nobody runs. Like I think just adding like an extra category here and there just like doesn't hurt.
What am I, a Bandicoot?
Yeah. And again, like the only category that we've actually gone through with that I ever regretted was Crash 3 NMG because it was made for the wrong reasons.
Ah, bastards! They'll get every last one of yous. I made all them tablecloths myself.
108% no OoB. I just can't see a reason for that because, like, that would actively just make a significantly worse version of 108. Like, why would you want to do 108 without gate cliff? Is just my thought process, because like that actively just makes the run way more interesting. Yeah, it wouldn't even be that different. Like, it would just be routed different, and you would do tomb time twice. And that's, like, basically the only difference. And that's very much a case of, like, again, I don't think whether or not a category should exist should be because X amount of people want it. I think it should be because it brings something to the table that's significant enough that it, like, it's worth making. Like, if the only people clamoring for no OoB were me and you, and, like, well, like, I don't know, B-Jazz. I'm just throwing somebody who's not a mod or potentially is a mod in, like, the next few days. Like, I would still think this category should exist. Just because more than 33% of the run is different in this category. That was the thing when I really thought about it, like when I counted how many levels have like some OoB trick, and it was like, holy shit, it is like 11 levels. Yeah. Like, when we reach the point that, like, again, like, almost every other level, or at this point, like, every 3 levels had, like, some crazy, like, skip. I was also trying to reach the point of, like, man, I kind of wish there was, like a glitch list or something. The only game that I can think of that is like super glitch heavy, but like a restricted category isn't worth it, is Twins, because like where the fuck do you even draw that line with that game? I did start like just like not like seriously, but just like as a thought experience, theory crafting no OoB for Twins in my head, and I'm just like, you know, this still kind of sucks. It's like no OoB for Twins. Like, you would do nut skip and totem hokum skip, so you would still skip all of hub 1. But then hub 2, you couldn't do mountain skip, you couldn't do curse splash or dimension skip. So you would do ice climb. Uka skip isn't really an OoB, so I would say that would be fine. Oh my god. Hi, Mr. Man. Thank you for the raid. I hope the memories were very forbidden. This is like the first time in like recent memory where you raided me because I'm still streaming when you finished. You saved Egypt? Hell yeah. Love to hear it. I got on some weird train and now you're stuck in my pewter again? No. How could this be?
Right then. Need a hand.
He got a good place on the leaderboard. Hell yeah. Hi, Franz. What were we talking about before that? More than acceptable. I believe it. For vanilla, yeah. Oh my god, I'm so nice with it. Oh yeah, Twin saying no, that's what it was. And how stupid it is. Yeah, so like you'd have all of Hub 1 skip. Hub 2, you couldn't skip anything in Ice Climb except for Uka Uka, which I guess is cool. You could skip the lab fight, but then you'd have to watch the cutscene with Cortex, which means this route only fucking works on PS2. Which maybe we should make this category. Hey, Phantom Hammer. What in the 30-minute? Yeah, so there's a trick in this game called Time Warp, where if you press both mass power buttons at the same time, it immediately puts you in and out of the slowdown. And it just like warps you forward for a little bit, for like a brief moment. And for whatever reason, it's the amount you warp forward is better, or it's further, the lower your FPS is. But also, like, playing the whole game on 30 FPS is turbo aids, so we only do it, like, here. I probably shouldn't use the term turbo aids. That is dated. I apologize. So yeah, no OoB. Yeah, the only thing that would change in Hub, the only thing you'd be able to do in Hub 2 is skip, like, Uka Uka. And, like, some, like, stuff in Ice Climb. I might do this just as a meme. Hub 3 has, like, fucking nothing. And then Hub 4 has, like, Bandicoot Pursuit skip. There's no way that missed. Hey, Hooper. I got short. Stay cursed strikes again. I'm just gonna stop doing the like super minor optimization. Possibly the worst Marvel movie you've ever seen. Oh god, what was it? Fan Force Stick? Oh no. Why would you do that? Say that again? You did watch the entire Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. See, those are... At least 2 of those are good. I haven't actually seen Spider-Man 3. Phantom Force Stick was in the recommended. That doesn't mean you watch it. That's like being on Netflix and being like, yeah, I just watched the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Ooh, the live-action movie. Let's watch that. Took half the movie for them to get their powers. Bruh. Took into the last 20 minutes for a real battle to start. I hate that you're giving me the idea to make an every non-MCU Marvel movie ranked video. That movie's bottom one. I don't doubt it. Like, genuinely, from everything I've heard, not including what including what you're telling me right now, and including everything I've heard before it, I 100% believe it. You should keep it that way, Aaron. I have no opinion on the live action like Netflix series because I haven't watched it, and frankly, I'm not interested. But I've heard it's very mid at best. Do not ever watch the M. Night Shyamalan film. It is the worst movie I've ever seen. As I have explained a couple of times when chatting with Marathon Man about this, Avatar, like the last Airbender live action film, is one of the two movies or two pieces of media I have ever consumed that was so bad that I convinced myself that it had to have been good because there's no way it was that bad.
I've made a few upgrades to my blimp. Rain of giant deadly missiles.
The pebble scene, yeah, the pebble dance.
Punchbot Mark II, deploy.
That was not correct in any way.
Ow! Punchbot Mark II is for punching you, not me. Let's try this one.
The Room. I'm gonna be real. As much as I agree, it's one of those films that I feel like I only had to see once.
Stop! All right, have it your way. That Bandicoot, Punchbot!
It really is, Uber.
Well, if you won't play fair, then neither will I. Oops. Did I do that? Kill the Bandicoot, crush the Bandicoot, smash in its head.
I won. Can't decide between two emotes to add. Do they have similar names or? Same concept. What a story, Mark. I think I like the first one. Oh, his ass. What a story, Mark. Hey, Cuddlebat. Tried to refresh the chat on stream, but I didn't have time. Oh my god, it's Applejack.
Let's see how these prehistoric predators like my blaster's new setting. They laughed when I added blockification. Well, who's laughing now? Me. Ooh, bouncy.
God bless.
Ooh, I've never tried a volcano lair. Do good guys have volcano lairs? Much to learn. On second thought, no volcano lair. I can feel my nostril hairs sizzling. Haven't seen mushrooms that big since I left the Gigantizotron running overnight.
I'm just not gonna have a time to refresh it. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. DoorDash, yeah.
May I assist?
Assist these nuts. What? That's a great emote. You know, it'd be even greater if that emote spun. Every fucking time, dude. Every time I think I can make that.
Structure view enabled.
I think they should have just put like a million checkpoints in every level. Like, genuinely, what does that harm? Oh, you got through this one tricky section, but then even though it was a short tricky section, you still died trying to get through the second and third tricky sections before the next checkpoint. Why should you have to do the first tricky section again? I don't know. Maybe that's how I don't know. I just think more checkpoints is generally a net positive. Gonna sleep. Good night. Have a good night, Super Spear. Wow, I didn't get hit there.
Always? Well, hey, where'd my cart go?
I ate it. How could you do this? He needed that to drive. Now he's gonna get divorced.
I swear I left my cart parked right there.
You love Oxide divorce arc. Poor guy. What did you come back to? Oxide's divorce.
Attention crew, asteroid field ahead. Buckle your seatbelts.
Did I get hated again? Oh, am I like some like several hundred viewers or something? Genuinely, I don't have my view count up. I didn't even notice. Well, I guess that's a reason to not raid somebody afterwards. There haven't been any comments. Like it's just the view bots now, which is interesting. Which is like, oh no. The number go up. All right, chat, give it to me straight. What's the damage? $771. Sounds about right with the first time. I don't know, if they give me ad revenue, more power to them, I guess. You know, someone's been view botting like a bunch of Scratch runners. For what purpose, I don't know. But like I genuinely couldn't give less of a shit. Nah, don't. Let's not do that. I said this. Also, I got the movement glitch there. Hi Pinstripe. I said this in my mods channel, Mr. Man. Like, don't give them a reaction. Like, they want people to get upset about like the view bots, but again, I literally could not give less of a shit. Like, I'm probably like shouldn't be talking about it, but again, like, I don't know. I would not have even noticed it was happening if you didn't say anything, so that's how little it matters to me. Hey there. This run is eh. Yeah, I don't know. The person will get bored eventually and stop, and then life will go on, and nothing of significance will have occurred. Yeah, I don't know, like... Like, spam comments and, like hate raids are genuinely annoying, but, like, view botting is just like, oh no, the number's inflated. Anyway. Thank you for the GL, Chuck. No longer that one new Tagger player. That one seasoned, grizzled veteran Tagger player. But yeah, no, the most it does for me is that I just don't raid out at the end of the stream, which is like, oh no. Anyway. Nice lag spike in like the one part of the run where you do no inputs.
Interdimensional domination.
Something's monumentally stupid.
Not from our universe. I fly solo.
We're out of our endless cycle.
In my universe, bandicoots are considered pests. Is fit for extermination as a fly.
Oh, how modern.
Some keep them as pets, but I find it disgusting. I much prefer spiders.
They didn't make that from scratch. There is a YouTube video online that's like a Coco version of the wall meme.
Yes.
The thing is that it
So
wasn't
elegant.
yeah though. It was like woo from like her CTR voice clip.
So many little legs to pull. How our lost puppy's found its way
You've never
home.
seen it. Most haven't. I only found it just like
Activate the
from like
security lasers.
learning about it from TV tropes.
Enough! I won't be foiled by a flea bag. Time to die.
I'll squash this bug.
Dad, I'm hungry. Taco Bell's open. I don't think mine's open. Also, I've got ramen downstairs. I think this level is tanking like everything. Because like the tail wagging on my end has gotten like quite choppy. Stays open until 5 a.m. Beautiful and perfect. Not yet, but I'm gonna try and see if we can get that done like ASAP. Mostly because there's a GDQ hotfix that's for the transgender day of visibility, and the submissions for that close tomorrow, and I'd like to submit it, and I'd like there to be a leaderboard for it by the time I submit it. Yeah, it was like straight up speed. It was Food Run specifically that was just like tanking everything.
Let's see if these tall poppies know how to smoke a steak.
Hell yeah, Chuck. If it's made, it would definitely be the most approachable Crash 4 category by a lot.
Blimey, it's not to think about that. Does this mean I have franchise potential? Am I a franchise? Could I open a restaurant? In an airport? But if I franchise because I saw my future franchise, oh bollocks, my head hurts.
Wonder what the local delicacy is here. I hope it's spicy and fried.
Chicken Big Gaming, yeah. Hi, Reek. The shimmies I make her do. Gotta do something on these fucking rails.
Oh, yeah!
I am not smart. I'm nice with it.
Spicy fried mystery food.
Did I ever try the mod for this game, Enhanced? I'm like the person who runs Enhanced more than anybody else. I'm like the only person who actively plays it. At least full game. Nate and B-Jazz were on it for a while. Dude, this dimension is just like so like CPU taxing. Oh yeah, they're fucking like visually amazing, but also my CPU is dying right now. What CPU do I have anyway? Exclamation mark spec. I'm not saying that out of laziness, I generally just don't remember off the top of my head. It's okay, I didn't want a PB. Dude, fuck off! This section has been so dog shit recently. I love not getting both of my inputs. The funny thing is, it's like mostly on stream where it's like chugging. Like in game, it's not that bad. I'm gonna stop recording to see if that affects the CPU at all. That's just because my PC has to both stream and run this.
Me!
That is, in fact, how it works.
Listen up, lackeys! There's an imposter me on the loose. Identical in appearance. Beady eyes, lips like two overripe bananas, skin like a jaundiced mole rat, a bona fide 10.
That was super scuffed. Okay, we can still do the Ika Ika bypass. That's not an OoB. We just can't do the skip.
Guards, increase security! Protect your master! Is that what I sound like? Do I have a weird voice? Please, listen to me! Please, listen to me! No, rude! Oh, rude!
Cortex VA really ate with some of these line deliveries. Oh, he always does. Love that for me. I'll take a 36-second gold. Remember when Cortex was voiced by Mr. Krabs? Yeah.
Why did you? I have
Still
to
your
choose
favorite?
a Bandicoot.
Don't agree,
If I just
but
stuck with
he
the
is
war
good.
plant, this all would have been different.
Like, it's not that I think Clancy Brown was a bad Cortex, it's just Lex Lang is that good. Hey, Bongs, thanks for the GLGL. No. Aaron's saying that two different actors have had great performances. Clancy Brown was Cortex for 4 games. How's the process of getting a new category made? Basically, community shows interest, community does run, moderators make it after they've decided that community has proven it's worth it. We've basically accomplished all steps except for the last one. Although it's not because the moderators haven't decided it's worth it. It's just that we haven't gotten around to making it. I say we as in the Royal We because I'm not currently a moderator yet.
What must I do to prove myself?
What are the no duck signs mean? No ducks.
Childhood pet, frog with googly eyes. Favorite
What else would it mean?
buttered noodles, butter on the side. Embryo, change the
nice with
password
it.
to my diary. This brute's been snooping.
Yeah, 07's in the chat for Brendan O'Brien. Yeah, Crash 2-3, CTR. I don't count Bash. That's recycled audio. Walks in okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count wrong? I counted wrong. So 5 games, I guess. No shot I just made this run alive. there's no deep meaning to it, Green Sash. It's just a funny background image.
You'll never find me, Neo-Cortex. This castle is a maze. I alone know all of its secret halls and passages. Like the one behind the portrait of Grandfather that opens when you press on his triangular fossa.
It's like 6-7. It doesn't mean anything, but it's funny anyway.
Ow.
Murkaz would have loved this line. Damn, pour one out for Murkaz. He's not dead, but like just pour one out for him anyway.
What is it? Am I seeing double?
Embryo, quickly! Revoke this fraud hologram access! No, Embryo! I'm no fraud! I'm from the future! You must listen to me! Embryo, do you not recognize your own master? I'm the real Cortex! No, Embryo, I am!
Ding dong, ding dong! Oh my!
I'm crazy at
like
this
the
game.
doorbell.
Thanks.
I'd better go see who it is.
I was pretty good at any percent in this game at a time when any percent didn't have a huge amount of skips, and then I just never learned most of those skips because I didn't like them.
I'm not a doppelganger! I'm... No, forget it!
I've always felt like my movement was very clean in this game.
That'll shut me up!
Oh no. Backup plan. Holy shit, my gold is bad here.
Yoink! Did you jump on the Shuto map? Blast it! Assistant, help! Blast it! Just relax and accept non-existence.
To be fair, I don't think Cortex has a plethora of options of henchmen. Most of his Crash 1 minions just don't work for him anymore at this point. There's a non-zero chance that Tiny's just fucking dead.
Annihilation! Fire! I can smell your fleas boiling.
Yeah. Tiny was a good fellow. He hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless. Also, like, keep in mind...
The world is upside down. Confused? Disoriented? I can see your tiny brain cells frying themselves.
It's not really confirmed how much time has passed between Crash 3 and this. Like, obviously for Cortex and Entropy, they waited, like, long enough to just become adults again. But, like, in the main, like, timeline,
Assistant,
enough time at least passed for Dingodile to retire from villainy. So maybe Tiny did too. Engine and Brio wouldn't, because Engine is just fanatically obsessed with Cortex. And Brio's just got commitment issues. Brio's just got issues.
Power before Cortex. Stop that.
I didn't think that was going to make it.
Assistant, help. Rude.
Yeah, no, it does, John, because there definitely wasn't 20 years between, like, this game and Crash 4 in real time. Otherwise, Crash and Coco would be adults.
Stop that. go!
What can I say? I'm a natural.
Why was this goal bad? I mean, he could have done that too, Cody. Yo, that run was ass. Towards the end.
Must have taken a hit to the old temporal lobe. But a fallen foe can only mean one thing. It came to blows, and I won! My new general's first order of business will be to dispose of you. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
But Dr. Vortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again.
Explains a lot.
You stay. What are you going to do to me?
Looks like somebody needs a little time out.
Somewhere he can't cause any trouble.
Enjoy the end.
Oh, I thought Crash was an adult. Crash's age is vague, but Coco was designed to be like a young teenager, based off of like Charles and Billis's word. So.
Dingo's Diner is back and ready for you. Say good day to delectable dishes inspired by my interdimensional travels. Enjoy the breeze.
Cortex went through the door that makes his design change. Yeah.
Dingo's Diner. Health and safety rated D.
4D's nuts.
Warning, D is a failing sanitation grade and does not stand for delicious.
Peace at last.
What happened to the Komodo brothers? Yeah.
Almost there, good thing. Yes! Football victory! Hey, Crash, you're in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, 7. How do I cry again? Is it 4? I don't know.
This game has been a work of fiction. Any similarities to any marsupials, talking masks, dingo alligator hybrids, or evil science guys with weirdly shaped heads, living or dead, is purely coincidental. You should not have played.
I should have cut it off at you should not have played this game. That was fun. I had a good time. Did everybody else have a good time? Because I had a good time.